You read this, yeah?
Hmm.
I'm fine.
No, check what these are.
Yeah,
I agree.
I know.
Got 7? I got 7 too. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's regular meeting of the Woburn City Council of October 7th, 2025. Just a reminder to everyone, tonight's meeting is being recorded for broadcast. Also, please silence your cell phones, and if you are able, please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Higgins, if you call a roll, please.
Counsel Campbell.
Present.
Counsel Demers.
Present.
Counsel DeMambro.
Present.
Counsel Ferrulo.
Present.
Counsel Mercer Bruin.
Present.
Counsel Papalato.
Present.
Counsel Toro.
Present.
Counsel Viola.
Present.
President Dillon.
Present.
Make a motion to dispense with the reading of the previous meeting's journal and approve.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
First item on the agenda is North Suburban YMCA for a special event permit on November 2nd, 2025.
Make a motion the special event permit be granted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Next item on the agenda are the petitions for 2026 renewal for various second-class motor vehicle sales licenses.
Make a motion the matter be referred to the Committee on Public Safety and License. Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Next item on the agenda is a petition by Boston Gas Company, DBA National Grid for grant of location in Mishawam Road.
Make a motion the matter be referred to public hearing.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
On the petition by Anand Patel, request for minor modification to previously issued special permit dated August 29th, 2025, to update Scrivener's error in condition number 11 from 216 New Boston Street to 112 Commerce Way at 112 Commerce Way. A communication dated September 18th, 2025 was received from Joseph R. Tarby, the petitioner's attorney.
Make a motion the committee.
Minor modification be adopted.
Second.
The communication needs to be
Make a,
Make a
if you
motion that
withdraw.
Communication be accepted.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion that the minor modification be adopted.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Next item on the agenda is Mad Matt's Pizza and Roast Beef, Inc. request for minor modification to special permit last modified on May 12, 2023, by allowing for the change of petition from Flip the Bird LLC to Mad Matt's Pizza and Roast Beef, Inc. at 880 Main Street. A communication dated September 30th, 2025 was received from Nicholas Hovardas.
Make a motion the communications received and made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Petitioner is here.
Petitioner here.
Yep. Do you want to suspend the rules so I'm to speak?
I'll make a motion that we suspend the rules to allow the petitioner to speak this evening.
Second.
Motion and a second to suspend the rules. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Sir, would you like to come forward? Just state your name and address and tell us what you are planning to do, please. Sure. Right up to the
How are
microphone.
you guys? So my
Just
name's
state your name.
Nicholas.
Can you just state your name and address for the record for the audience?
Nicholas Ubatis, and my address, my house or the spot,
Either one's fine if you're the petitioner.
880 Main Street.
Very good. Just tell us what you're doing, sir.
So we're looking to change the Flip the Bird into like a pizza roast beef shop. We have another one in Burlington on Cambridge Street. So it's basically going to be the same thing. We're not going to touch anything in there. We're just going to add a pizza oven into the spot. We're not doing any remodeling, touching any of the, any construction.
Very good. Questions? Councilor DeMambro.
Nick, you and I spoke earlier. It's pretty much a minor modification.
Yeah.
The hours of operation originally were from 10 to midnight. You and I had spoken. We're going to go with, as a condition, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the 7 days a week. I'm going to bring it down to the 10 p.m. at night instead of the midnight.
That's fine, yep.
And that's pretty much what's in that area already with the other shops and stores that are in that area. My other condition that I'll be asking you for is you're going to be responsible, as well as Mr. McSheffrey, the owner of the building, for rodent control. It's going to be a big deal up there. And if possible, I'd like you to reach out to James Joyce. I'll get you the contact information for an anticoagulant as opposed to a rodenticide to be used as pest control for the rodents. Because you do have some residential in the back. If there are cats or whatever roaming around, I would hate to have them get a hold of some of that, poisonous rodenticide. So anticoagulant. And my last condition, which is my third and final, would be that you will be responsible for any trash. I will be asking for receptacles outside of your restaurant, and you'll be in charge of those, and any parking lot trash, any debris for containers, drink, food, napkins. Just have you guys go out there maybe once in a while.
No problem.
Dustpan and a broom, just to keep that nice and neat and orderly. Other than that, I would ask my fellow councilors if we can move on this tonight for an approval. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Make a motion that the minor modification be granted with the
Can I
three...
return to the regular order of business?
My apologies. Make a motion we return to the regular order of business?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion the minor modification be granted with the three additional conditions as outlined by Councilor DeMambro.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Good luck, sir.
Thanks, Nick.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Next item on the agenda is public hearings. It's NSTAR Electric Company, DBA Eversource Energy for grant of location at 425 Washington Street. The communication dated September 26, 2025 was received from Jay Duran, the Superintendent of Public Works. Further, a communication dated today, October 7, 2025, was received from Jacqueline Duffy, the right-of-way agent, requesting this be withdrawn.
Make a motion that all communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion that the public hearing's opened.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward. Seeing no one.
Make a motion that the public hearing is closed.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion that the leave to withdraw without prejudice be granted.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Next item on the agenda, we have a petition by Anthony Maragianis at 8 Morrow Drive for a special permit to, under Section 15 for in addition to a single-family structure creating over 25,000 square feet of impervious area in the groundwater protection district at 8 Morrow Drive. A communication dated September 5th, 2025 was received from Thomas Quinn, the building commissioner. Further communication dated September 24th, 2025 was received from John Cashel, the planning director. And those are the communications.
Make a motion that communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes.
The petitioner is here.
How are you tonight, sir?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Just state your name and address, please.
Anthony Nergianis, 8 Morrow Drive.
Tell us a little bit about what you're doing there, please.
Just trying to, it's a split-level house, so I wanted to do an addition to add a garage and a master above it, and also fix a few things that were wrong throughout the house. My 3-season in the back is rotting away and kind of getting pulled away from the house a bit, so we're just gonna push the bottom of that out and have it all one. So with the 3-season and everything, so that way we can extend the kitchen out a little bit on the main level and a little bit on the bottom, and move the driveway over to where the garage would be.
And perhaps just a little bit about the engineering you did for
So apparently I'm in a groundwater protection area, so even the property as it is right now is over what's allowed. So we're gonna put in a groundwater system in order to account for the difference of the overage that I am, so to bring me under the 2,500 square feet of it.
Very good. Any questions? Just from the chair, this is in my ward. I have spoken to Commissioner Quinn, and he has no problem with it. He looked at the engineering for the roof and stormwater, and he was actually impressed with the design. I also spoke to John Cashel, which you all see his report on it. So I have no problem with this. Thank you. Anyone else?
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward. Seeing no one?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that the city council have 2 findings on this petition under section 15, subsection 7, section C.
Thank you.
Number 1, in no way during construction or thereafter adversely affect the existing or potential quality or quantity of water that is available in the groundwater protection district. And 2, that it be designed to avoid any substantial disturbance of soils, topography, drainage, vegetation, and any other water-related natural characteristics of the site to be developed.
Very good.
That's in the form of a motion.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion that the public hearing is closed.
Motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
I'll make a motion that the special permit be granted with the 2 findings.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is Presidential Ventures for a special permit under Section 5.1, subsection 30B for a subdivision of the property into 2 parcels and a construction of a new 2-story building with a footprint of 10,000 square feet and the removal of 88 parking spaces at 8 Presidential Way. A communication dated September 5th, 2025 was received from Thomas Quinn, the building commissioner, as well as a communication dated October 1st, 2025 was received from John Cashel, the planning director. I believe there's one more communication. Nope, those are the communications.
Make a motion that communications be received, made part of the permanent record.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes. You have the floor, sir.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the council. For the record, my name is James Mon, attorney 275 Mishwan Road, Woburn, and I represent the petitioner Presidential Ventures. You may recall this project was before this council a short while ago. At that time, this council voted to approve a 60,000 square foot addition to the existing building on the property. After the approval granted by this council, the petitioner entered into negotiations with the tenant of the existing building. For a myriad of reasons, that project did not move forward. The petitioner is ready now to move forward with a much, much reduced project, from 60,000 down to 20,000. The project that is depicted on the screen before you this evening complies in every aspect with every requirement of the zoning ordinance. With me this evening is the project engineer, Brian Jones, and I would turn the floor over to Brian to describe what the petitioner proposes.
Sure, thank you. For the record, Brian Jones with Allen & Major. We provided the civil engineering and land surveying and landscape architecture for the project. And as Mr. Mon stated, it's a 20,000 square foot building with a 10,000 square foot footprint. Maybe those on the council that aren't familiar with the site, but just for orientation, the bottom is Presidential Way. To the right, you have American Tower Company, and then to the left is 4 Presidential Way, and the town of Wilmington is actually the northerly property line of this property. There's also some Boston Edison electrical easements that run along the back and the side, if you're familiar with that area. So, as part of the project, we would reconstruct the existing parking lot on the left and take an existing surface detention basin and then put it below the parking lot as a subsurface detention system to free up some additional building area. And just as some numbers, the previous approved design, as Mr. Mon stated, we had 644 spaces. This design has been reduced to 522. So it is a smaller project in that sense, a reduction of 122 spaces. And also there is a slight reduction in impervious area as well compared to the previous approval. It's about 14,000 square feet less with this iteration than the previous project. And we've also made an attempt to try to pull the existing parking back from any of the wetland buffers. We've succeeded in doing that. Altogether, it is a less impactful project than we had before you the last time. So, open for any questions.
Questions from the council? Councilor Mercer Bruin.
I want to echo what the attorney said is absolutely less impactful than what we saw several years ago. So I see no reason, obviously the council may want to talk about it more, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't move on this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
Motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
Motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward. Seeing no one.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion that the special permit be granted.
Second and on the motion,
Yes.
that the conditions as outlined by the planning board, director 1 through 8, also be adopted.
And that's in the form of a motion.
It is, sir.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes. There's still,
I have a question.
yes.
Number 1, is that a statement or is that?
I believe further down in the letter, Lindsay, it offers
Clarifies.
recommendations,
Conditions of
conditions of approval.
revised parking plan. Council may find that further reduction in the number of parking provided beyond the 88 is in order for the project. Is that a condition?
I think that, if I may, Mr. President,
Please.
I think that may have been a suggestion.
Is that not the conditions further up?
We don't really, through the chair? We don't
Yes.
really-
Missing something?
the- Council, may I?
Yes, please.
If we need to make it into a statement, then we should, but as I'm looking at the parking, I'm not even sure that it's necessary.
These are the 8 conditions you want, right? Okay.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to clarify that for my record.
I appreciate the clarification.
Thank you, Clerk Higgins.
And we had a motion and a second. All in favor?
It was already approved. It was
Already
already
done.
approved. It was a clarification for my point.
We're all set.
You're all set. Thank you. Good luck.
Are you going to be using this? Okay. Next item on the agenda is MHP Realty LLC for special permit under Section 5.1, subsection 69, Section 7.3, and Section 9.5 to construct a 7,200 square foot single-story addition within the floodplain at 10 Commerce Way. A communication dated September 29, 2025 was received from Michael Vini. Further communication was dated October 2nd, 2025, was received from John Cashaw, the planning director. In addition, there was a communication dated, there are two following documents that Michael Vini also provided. One was stormwater management report and an erosion control plan, both dated September 8th, 2025.
Make a motion the communications are received, made part of the permanent record.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. How are you, sir?
Thank you so much.
You have the floor, sir.
Good evening. My name is Michael Levani. I'm an architect with Cummings Properties. With me this evening is Mark Slager, of Allen, civil engineer of Allen Engineering, and my colleague Lexi Foley, also of Cummings Properties. We're all here representing MHP Realty for the benefit of the Cummings Foundation. Thank you for having us. We seek a special permit to construct a single-story, approximately 7,120 square feet, a building addition at 10 Commerce Way. Be kind to hear. Beth Israel Leahy, Winchester wishes to expand their endoscopy program that's in here with a gastro program, to move their gastro program from somewhere else in the portfolio to here to capitalize on the synergies of having both of them together. Last month, this project was presented to the Woburn Conservation Commission, and I'll show you why, the adjacency there in a bit. And they voted to close the public hearing, which is a great thing. So if all goes well, according to plan, the order of conditions will be issued on Friday. So we expect that that's going to go, no problem. And the appeal period will expire at the end of October. If this wasn't the case, we wouldn't be here before you because we wanted to get the conservation. We wanted to be very comfortable with the conservation approval before we came here. So, as you mentioned it earlier, you accepted a lot of documents. I want to apologize for the multiple submissions of different documents. After the original submission, I tried to run these somewhat concurrently. We submitted it to the conservation, and then a week later to this board to keep things going, as we'd like to potentially, if we're lucky enough to get approved, to put this in the ground before the end of the year. So after the original submission, we got some input from the DEP and regarding the notice of intent application. So I made some modifications to the documents, and that was the first one. Then last week, we also got a few comments from the planning department, so I wanted to address those comments before we spoke about them here. And those comments were really, they were looking for the stormwater management package, which just slipped my mind. I probably should have included it in the original package. It's been done. It was just dummy of me, I guess, at this point in time. So, on that note, I have, to make it easy for everybody, I crafted a list of the current documents and the dates that go all with it. And if
Make a motion that we see that, make it part of the permanent
Excellent,
record.
Second.
to make it easier to understand. And the presentation I'm going to show you tonight is basically the most current stuff.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Also, just to make it easy, I also made one full copy.
Hold on till the clerk's there to take the notes.
Okay,
Thank you.
no worries.
Thank you.
We're just going to make the clerk work a little harder. I can see me again.
She does a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. You can continue.
Thank you. Also, I'm sorry.
Oh.
So, I actually made one set of the current documents too for your record.
Oh, okay.
Which include, I've just printed it for you if you want it.
I have them all already, right?
Yeah, just not collated, so I didn't know if you wanted a collated package. If you do, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Okay,
They're already accepted for the record.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. This slide is basically the existing conditions. This property is on Commerce Way, the Woburn Mall, former Woburn Mall location's over here. Commerce Way is out here. Winchester Hospital is in this, the existing facility is in this corner of the building. This is just the rest of the existing condition plan that shows where its relationship to Commerce Way. This is the proposed site layout, so in blue is where you would see the proposed addition wants to go. So why do we have to go to Conscom? There's a, as we know, there's the Aberdeen River that kind of runs in back of here. So we had a 25-foot no disturb zone, a 100-foot buffer zone, a 100-foot buffer zone is the DEP, 150 is the city of Woburn, and then there's a riverfront buffer zone that we had to contend with the Conservation Commission before we were able to get to this point. All that stuff has been taken care of with the DEP has made their comments. Conservation, I'm going to say, is blessed that they're going to issue an order condition, so it's pretty good to go. The difference between this plan and the original plan that we submitted, and one of the comments that we got back from the DEP was our math was a little wonky. We're going to remove 8 parking spaces here and turn that into pervious surface. We were off by about 1,000, so we wanted to make sure that this project had a net gain of pervious surface, so we're going to take out some parking spaces. And as you've seen through the documents, there is ample parking here to do that. That shouldn't be a problem. And these charts were also revised. And you know what? I can't read them, and neither can you. Well, if you can, you're better off than me because I can't see a thing anymore. So we're kind of here for 2 reasons, for two special permits, as we discussed earlier. The first one is to expand pre-existing nonconformity. Right now, we have about 26.88% of open space, open usable landscape space, and we'll bump that up to 27%, but it's still under the 30% that's required. So there is that's the pre-existing nonconformity that brings us here this evening. We think it's make it a little better, about 1,000 square feet. We do make on the interior landscaping, so that's not really an issue. So that's the special permit part of it, one of the special permit parts, and I'll get into the second part in a minute. Parking, the site has 621 spaces. We propose to cut it down to 586. This chart is a breakdown of all the uses in the building. Both buildings, this building, the 10 building, and the 18, the 7-story building that's next door. We have ample parking there. It turns out we need 547. There'll still be 39. So we're removing 35 spaces out of the equation, but there'll still be roughly 39 surplus spaces, which is good for us because, in a sense, on a site this big, uses do change. So we'd like to be able to have a little bit of that cushion is helpful for us. Just for reference, we've done some parking studies on the regular before we even came here to make sure that we weren't going to disadvantage the property or have people parking in Commerce Way or the places next door. So it totally should not be a problem. One of the things, before we even started the project, I met with the building department, I met with the engineering department, and I met with the conservation department. And one of the things we talked about with the engineering department was the traffic and how we're going to address the traffic. So what we wound up doing was engaging Vanessa and Associates, who'd done a traffic study, say earlier this year, maybe April-ish, for the change of use in the Bob's Furniture up on Commerce Way to the ethnic supermarket, and they were great. They had all the information, so it really worked well. Again, as you can see from the traffic memo, they felt like they didn't need to get too deep into it other than to say there's minimum AM and PM peak hour trips, 22 and 21 respectively. In that area, it should really amount to nothing. And interestingly enough, they did that using the medical use. So, again, as I mentioned, uses come and go there. If that was an office space, it'd be less than half of that. So it was really the most conservative kind of approach to this. The highest use, I guess. So I think that worked out fine. Let me go back to one other thing. So grading and drainage. So we are going to, the good thing about this project is theoretically it'll treat the stormwater a little better. And that kind of leads into let me get to the second part. So we're going to do, the addition will be here. We'll do a subsurface stormwater management system here, and it'll tie into the existing catch basin and go out. So the water that was here previously untreated now will be treated. It'll be treated. It's cleaner coming off the roof. It'll be treated in a subsurface situation, and probably never make it into the resource area. This beautiful. We dug a hole here. Beautiful sand. Drainage is fantastic up there, so that should really work. But, and I'm sorry this is kind of tough to see, but you all have a paper copy. So the second component of the special permit is this little area right here, this hatched area, 147 square feet, is in the floodplain. And again, fortunately, the latest FEMA maps came with an elevation here, so we were able to tie it. A lot of times they don't have elevations and you're kind of guessing, and then you're depending on local knowledge. Here, came with an elevation. We were able to really locate this and work the best that we could around getting in there, and it's this little green line in here, kind of goes in here. So we're able to locate the foundation of the building outside of that floodplain. But in order to get the traffic to work, flow properly in here, we had to cut a little bit of this island out. The good thing about that is that island was raised 6 inches and had soil in it. In this case here, we're going to take out that chunk of island. So we're going to get, now you ready for this? 2.72 additional cubic feet of floodplain storage there. Right? It fits in your pockets probably, but hey, it's a plus, right? It makes it a little better. So one of the comments, and this was one of the slides that was the sheets that was added as a supplemental. One of the comments that the planning department made was, hey, do you have an erosion control plan? And yes, we've had it all along. Like I said, I neglected to include it in this package, but the Conservation Commission obviously required this, and this was what we gave to them, and it's evident by the fact that it has the original date on it. So we will basically do straw wattle along here, so that nothing winds up in the adjacent resource area, and the 2 catch basins that are there, we'll put silt sacks on them. Shouldn't be, we should have nothing going into the resource area. Again, couple of schematic architectural plans. This is the existing condition. The endoscopy center here is going to be the gastro. And we'll have a couple openings in here, but the new entry, basically, we have to relocate their entry. It's kind of right in here now. We're going to relocate it here, build accessible ramps, do a little bit of grading in here so that we don't have to build 8,000 square feet of sidewalk to get up there. But they'll wind up using this as a reception area, and everybody will go to where they need to go from that entrance. So it should work out nice. You see we have some, I'll go to the next page, just some schematic renderings. Building's going to look very much like what we've done here in the past. If you go down there, the the north, southeast corner of the building kind of looks like this, so this will tie it all together. When you get to here and the back side, I'm going to say this side faces the, when you're looking at this one, this faces the resource area, so we'll kind of use the same metal panel. Hopefully we can reclaim some of it when we take it off there and kind of use it on some of the sides. And one of the comments was about the lighting. Again, interestingly enough, and you folks know better than I do, but I didn't see anything, but for signs, I didn't see anything that really talked about no trespass lighting. So we'd like to just put some wall packs here to get some lighting on the driveway, because there is nothing back there. It's very dark. So it kind of makes sense to do some really low impact LED wall packs there. Again, is the river's over here. There's in the front to this, in front of this, there's woodsy area, so hopefully that makes sense. That's kind of what I have for now. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Questions from the council? Councilman Bowen.
Just wanted to thank you, Mike. Anything you touch over there is always, all the i's are dotted and the t's are crossed, and you've been keeping me up to date as this goes along. I'm glad to hear Conservation is going to weigh in soon, because obviously we'll have one committee meeting and then hopefully get this thing off the floor for the 21st,
Okay.
which should give you plenty of time to start breaking ground, right?
Fair enough. Yep.
And in between, there's some suggestions here for some conditions, but I think they should be formalized a little bit more. Maybe you and I can sit down and talk about them, and obviously the council might have some questions about some of the things suggested tonight. But those are my only comments. Thank you for being so thorough, and hopefully we'll get this moving quickly.
Thank you. And I'd love to see those proposed conditions. I'd be happy
Absolutely.
to discuss
Okay.
that with you for sure.
Thank you, President
you.
Dillon.
You're welcome, Councilor Demers.
No, just a statement. I thank you for everything that you had provided us ahead of time. That was great work, along with, Councilor Mercer-Bruin said it. I think one committee hearing would do us best, especially following our proper procedure of waiting for that Conservation Commission report. I think we want to see that tied up with a nice bow before we make any official action on it. So we look forward to the committee meeting on it. Thank you.
You. Anyone else? Councilor DeMambro.
I just got a small question. Do you have any issues with parking from the Avalon Apartments that could in any way, shape, or form?
It depends.
Well, the reason why I'm asking
You
is
want to talk
because
about it?
you're going to have probably some sort of a construction laydown yard, and you're going to when you go, full bore with this. So my concern is if people are parking in that area, they need to be aware it's going to be a construction area, and I would just ask, you cordon it off and you make it, very visible that they are not allowed to park anywhere within or near that construction zone.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. So as we all know, if we've been out there, there's an opening here. I think it's right about in here somewhere, somewhere in here. That allows communication between the two, and that was a condition of the approval of the repurposing of the Woburn Mall. Sometimes we get a few parking spaces here, and we talked about this. It was funny, when we were talking about where we're going to take the 8 spaces, there was some talk about, why don't we take them over here and we'll keep anybody who really shouldn't be parking there. But as a good neighbor, we have plenty of parking there. We're not really going to fight them on it, but it's quite possible that the laydown areas for this, and again, it's a single story, so there's probably going to be 1, 2, 3, I'm going to tell you how many, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 20 to 24 pieces of steel, roughly 30 inch. They should all fit nicely, kind of where we need to fit them here, and they'll only be there. It might take a week to erect that, but yes, your point taken, and we will we'll be sure to cordon off areas.
Just to make sure that they stay out of your area, and just in case there's any damage that's
Yeah,
unnecessary.
appreciate it.
and
Yep. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward. Seeing nobody.
Make a motion the public hearing be continued to the regular meeting of the City Council on October 21st, and that the matter be referred to the Committee on Special Permits.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? That passes. Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Couple questions. So the committee meeting would be between now and the 21st? Okay. That'd be awesome.
Yep.
And I get to
Probably
go to
next
that? I can come to that?
It would, oh, sorry, go ahead.
President Dillon, through the chair.
Yes, please.
Thinking, if possible, Monday evening. It's typically normally.
Monday's a holiday.
Oh,
Clerk Higgins.
It'd be Tuesday.
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 Next Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Awesome.
Gordon Vincent from the clerk's office will give you a call.
Fantastic. And the last thing, the other thing I want to mention is I will have the order of conditions on Friday. There'll be an appeal period still. That goes to the end of the month, but that'll be in hand, and I'll share it with you. I'll share it with Lindsay, and she can forward it all to you, so you can see that we have gotten through that.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too.
Thanks,
Two.
Mike.
Next item on the agenda we have is the petition by Adriana Rodriguez for a special permit, section 5.1, subsection 57A, for the accessory storage or parking of 2 storage containers at 494 Main Street. There are no communications.
Is the petitioner here?
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion and a second to open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward. Yes, sir. Just state your name and address, please, sir.
Thank you, City Council President, members, and clerk. My name is Michael Palmer. I am the owner of one of the neighboring properties, 474, 482 Main Street, most easily recognized as the former Tanner Tavern. I just wanted to come in continuation of the last meeting and offer my criticisms. So informally, I am very pro-business, and I take no pleasure in speaking out against this. I don't like speaking out against a neighbor, and I'm not a person trying to do business and trying to be successful with that business. However, there are a couple critical issues with the idea of putting 1 or 2 containers on that property. First off, I have a registered easement through the state that allows me to access my property because I am in tandem to her parking lot. The addition of the storage containers will further encroach into the easement. That back area, if anybody's familiar with it, is very crowded. The Casanova unit occupies, it's about 3,000 square feet behind it for auxiliary parking, and then it comes in tandem to my space, which is about the same size. But one needs to, just as a note, Pizza Market and Guangcha, as I mentioned before, has no property behind there. So it's always been very congested, very chaotic, but it's been organized chaos. But throwing a couple, 20 by 8, right? 20 by 8 units. So 300 square feet of storage back there is really going to kind of mess it up even more so. I think one of the strongest concerns I have is fire and life safety. My building has 4 residential apartments. I know the Pizza Market has at least 1, if not 2 above. I believe Guangcha has 1 above. Not sure if these are occupied or not. And then finally, there's a convenience store that abuts me on the other side, and I know they have a couple units. So you're looking at maybe 8 residential units, 3 people, 4 people per unit. I think there's some life safety issues when you start thinking about getting fire apparatus and help back there in case of an emergency. My idea of a special permit would be something that doesn't impede or supersede neighbors or other persons' basic rights to their properties. In this case, it would definitely impede one of the, in the last meeting, one of the Mance Court residents expressed concerns for her handicapped child. I don't think she furthered on the explanation of how that child had special needs, but she was having difficulties as a result of the existing conditions. Existing conditions currently include 1 storage unit, not the 2. Customers blocking easements, blocking my easement have cost me financially thousands of dollars already in my inability to service my dumpster. And my tenants above my unit have had difficulties trying just to get parking to go home, to their homes. And then just a final concern, we're not even into the winter, and snow storage and snow maintenance on that spot needs to be considered. I went over there today, and threw a tape measure down just to kind of understand the property, but she effectively has about 20 feet on both sides and basically a 20-foot aisle. So she's about 60 feet wide and about 50 feet deep. So she has 12 parking spaces identified. Two spaces are being used for dumpsters, and 3 spaces are being used by the single container. The single container right now, if you can picture this, runs parallel to her building. She has an overhang on her roof line, so she's about 3 feet off of her building. She has an 8-foot unit, so she's into the parking 11 feet, reducing those 20-foot space. She's got about 6 or 8 feet left of that, so they're useless. But if you were to put on that 6-foot footprint, if you were to put an 8-foot unit, you're 2 feet further encroached into the center aisle. So, and the biggest thing is it eliminates, it doesn't impede, it really eliminates the sweep of any vehicle coming in or out of that, into that parking area. I just wanted to follow up. It's important to me that she not be allowed, unfortunately. I mean, I'd love to see her get what she needs, but I don't think that space is realistic any longer if she needs what she's saying she needs. Thank you for your time.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward. Seeing no one.
May
Councilor Demers.
I have significant concerns with the petition. I tend to agree with Mr. Palmer, especially when we all try to be pro-business and support small businesses within our community. And I know some of my colleagues have also commented on this permit application about supporting our local businesses, but I think I would like to know a little bit more information, especially with the provision of the easement documentation this evening to the city clerk to have Commissioner Quinn comment on it, because I know that there's other matters at play, especially even if we were to approve one. Are we allowed to even approve one? Is there setback rules from the easement that would even allow us to approve one? So I think we need to know more information. I will ask through the President, Madam Clerk, as she stated earlier, and I just want to reemphasize this. There were no communications from the petitioner about not being here this evening?
No.
So we did not receive any communications from the petitioner, and they were well aware that this was on the agenda. That's concerning in its own right. So I would make a motion that we send a communication to Commissioner Quinn, asking for his comments as to the easement, and any type of zoning ordinance implications from the new information we were provided therein.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
And then I will say that, if we are given that information to show us that it would be a tight squeeze for even one, I would be prepared at the next city council meeting to have language that would deny the special permit if we don't hear back from the petitioner. Thank you.
Good. Anyone else? Councilor DeMambro.
Expand on what Councilor Demers said. I would also like to have a communication from our Woburn Fire Department. I'd like them to take and do an evaluation of that area up there. Because if there, is in fact 8 to 10 units, apartments up there, plus there's all restaurants there, or they have to get up Man's Court with Tower 1 or any of their pieces of equipment, Tower 1 being their largest, I would like to know what their position is on having any more obstacles behind that building or on Man's Court, so that they can get their rescue units in there in a timely manner without any obstructions. So I would also ask a communication go to the fire department.
Form of a motion?
Yes.
Second.
And on the motion,
Yes.
I'd like to take that communication a little further and ask the fire department, are there any existing things on the parking lot that are obscuring the apparatus from coming on the property?
On the motion?
And a second. Yes.
On the motion, please. This was already asked of at the last meeting by Councilor Viola to, I believe.
There was never a motion on it, so.
We never did, okay, a
He
motion.
talked about it, but there was never a motion on it. I checked that.
My
could've
motion
sworn-
stands.
Because I know that we talked about it. Okay.
There is a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That was for the amendment.
Yes.
And,
Yep.
yes.
Thank you.
Any
So-
opposed?
Oh,
That passes.
And then on the main motion?
On the main motion, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Very good.
I'll make a motion that we continue the public hearing until October 21st.
Second.
on the motion, I just wanted to make a comment on this. I'm also concerned about this particular area. We're talking about an area that is very tight. And as Councilor Demers said, we absolutely don't want to hold back business in any way. But we also have, over the many years, had restrictions on the storage units. So I guess the thought in my mind is every year, the woman's gonna have to come back, the business is gonna have to come back to get permission to have the storage unit. And I don't believe that is what our intent is for the use of storage units. It's supposed to be 1 year. So it almost seems, unfortunately, like she has grown out of that area. And it is, I don't say that lightly, because she has a wonderful business there, but I do think we have to think about that. Because, as I thought Council Viola did do a motion last time.
He did. I found it in the pile. I was confusing it with another petition.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he
Okay.
did. I have it right here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's no response.
Yeah, okay. No response. I do think that's going to be an issue for the fire apparatus to get in there. So I just want to say that
Yeah.
before we move forward.
Thank you.
Mr. President, if I may,
Yes.
on the motion. And as well, one of the major concerns I have too is the precedent that we'd be setting in the downtown district.
Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of restaurants who may think of that as something that would be considered part of the norm or a precedent being set, and I don't think that's where we want to go, especially when we're trying to attract folks to downtown. And I just think it would be not only the safety issue or the incompatibility with parking areas, but also, it's just, I don't think it's a good look for the downtown area when we're trying to have people to come in and invest in it. Thank you,
Very
Mr.
good.
President.
Anyone else? Yes, Councilor Papalato.
I think it's great that the business is growing, but that's a problem because this is a temporary fix. And to my understanding of these containers, it's for 1 year, and it's for temporary measures. And this business is growing, and the problem is just going to get bigger if it grows. And I hope for her sake that it does keep growing. And I know you're pro-business, you think the same. But the space is just too limited, and I have a lot of concerns about granting this, having her come back and come back and come back, because that's not what we're trying to do with these containers.
Good, thank you. Anyone else? There was a motion and a second, correct? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is Milton Real Properties of Massachusetts, DBA Milton Rents, for special permit under Section 5.1 subsection 45, as well as the amendment from last meeting for the rental of compact construction equipment, including accessory repair and storage facilities at 210 New Boston Street. A communication dated September 29, 2025 was received from Attorney Malcolm Huck regarding requesting a continuance.
Make a motion the communications received and made part of the permanent record.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Make a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
A motion and a second to open the public hearing, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak in this matter? Please step forward.
Mr. President, if I may, through you to the Madam Clerk, can't find that request for a continuance in front of me right away. Was there a specific date?
I think October 21st.
Okay, I just wanted to know that.
Oh, I have to find it, but I think it was October 21st.
Closed.
Is that through the chair
Yes.
to
October 21st.
21st, thank you. I'll make a motion that we continue the regular meeting, to the regular meeting of the city council on October 21st.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the committee reports. From the Committee on Public Safety and License, petition from Woburn Friends of Hospice V&A Care for an event with the waiver of umbrella liability insurance.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Petitions for 2026 renewal of second-class motor vehicle sales licenses for David Delaruca, Robert McSheffrey. Committee report was received, ought to pass.
Same action.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
A petition by JMF Auto Performance for transfer a second-class motor vehicle sales license from Ollie's Service Center, Inc. at 310 Main Street. A committee report was received, ought to pass.
Make a motion the committee report be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Good luck.
The communication and reports on the communication dated October 1st, 2025 was received from Thomas Quinn, the building commissioner, for the quarterly nuisance report.
Make a motion the matter be received and placed on file.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Next item on the motions, orders, and resolutions, an order calling the municipal election on November 4th, 2025.
Make a motion that the order be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Next on the order canceling, there's an order canceling the November 4th, 2025 city council regular meeting because of the election.
Make a motion that the order be adopted.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
That passes. We are adjourned at